Why is Darth Vader so popular? Is it just his look? Is it his quest for power? Or the dynamic he has with his son, Luke Skywalker? In 1977, George Lucas planned on Star Wars being a flop. In fact, so did all the studios he pitched the idea to. Finally, he landed a deal with 20th Century Fox. It was time to release his space opera that would later be retitled A New Hope. The studio thought it would be so bad that they let George Lucas retain the merchandising rights. But wait, Star Wars wasn't a flop. As a matter of fact, it was a hit from the moment the doors opened to the public. And one reason for this was the main villain of the film, Darth Vader. With his height and the voice of James Earl Jones, Darth Vader became an instant classic and a fan favorite. But my question still stands. Why is Darth Vader so popular? Today on Star Wars Fanatic. A New Hope, or just Star Wars as it had been titled at the time, had a 2-hour and 1 minute runtime. In that 2 hours and 1 minute, Darth Vader was only on the screen for 12 minutes. 12 minutes. But in that 12 minutes, Darth Vader became one of the best villains ever created. Even better than the likes of Khan, Voldemort, or the Joker. But he wasn't hated as in the case of the Wicked Witch of the West. No. Darth Vader became beloved. But why was Darth Vader so popular? And why was Darth Vader so much different than other villains of his time? Was it his armor? His cool voice? Maybe. But let's take a look at Darth Vader as a character first. Okay, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for just a moment. And let's say A New Hope was the first Star Wars movie you ever watched. It actually was my first Star Wars movie, as it was for a lot of people of my generation. Okay, so A New Hope is your first experience with Star Wars. Are your eyes still closed? Put yourself in 1977, where the biggest villains up to this point were Norman Bates or Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver. You sit down in the movie theater trying to figure out what the hype is over this new space movie. You wait patiently, not expecting too much out of it because it will probably be as cheesy as the space movies of the 1950s. Then the crawl finishes and the music alone has you on the edge of your seat. A massive Star Destroyer flies overhead and you're already thinking, okay, this movie is going to be different. This looks so real. The Tantive 4 gets captured and a fight between the stormtroopers and the rebels break out. When the smoke clears, he enters. Darth Vader. If there were any doubts that he was the villain, they quickly fade as you see him lift a man with one hand, choke the man, then throw his limp body like he was nothing. This movie is definitely different than anything you have ever seen. Quickly, Darth Vader becomes your favorite character of any movie franchise. But why? Why did you pick Vader as your favorite? Okay, you can open your eyes now. You felt like you had big sideburns and bell bottoms, huh? For most people, it's Darth Vader's look that caught their attention. His look was inspired by the Japanese samurai culture, with his flared helmet and sword at his side and his armor. He was the machine that Kurosawa would have dreamed up. Okay, more machine than man. But it can't just be his look that made him so popular. True, it grabbed our attention and held it, but that can't be the full reason Darth Vader was so popular and such a different villain than any we had ever seen. Nope. Let's take one scene in its dialogue from A New Hope to try to figure this out. Darth Vader tells Grand Moff Tarkin, "He is here." Tarkin responds, "Obi-Wan Kenobi? What makes you think so?" Vader then answers, "A tremor in the Force. The last time I felt it was in the presence of my old master." Tarkin, "Surely he must be dead." Then Vader again, "Don't underestimate the power of the Force." Then Tarkin tries to reassure Vader. "The Jedi are extinct. Their light has gone out in the universe. You, my friend, are all that is left of their religion." Okay, my favorite thing about Star Wars, other than the characters, is the scenes themselves. Darth Vader is clearly evil. He's clearly a villain. But in this scene, we become subliminally empathetic to him. Empathetic? Are you nuts? No, just listen to my breakdown. Vader feels Obi-Wan, his old master and the one who put him in the suit. We don't know that part yet though, but we feel something is wrong and their meeting will not end well. But Tarkin tries to reassure Vader that the Jedi are gone and that he is the last of their kind. Remember, this is before Sith were noted as a thing and Vader was just seen as a dark Jedi. Vader argues, no, Obi-Wan is here. But this is more than an argument as to whether Obi-Wan Kenobi is still alive or even aboard the Death Star. This is an argument to Darth Vader's own relevance. Subliminally, we are being told that Darth Vader's ancient religion is outdated, and so is he. He and Tarkin have become friends, and that's why he's still around. Also remember that the Emperor had only been mentioned one time up to this point and was never noted as Vader's master. I'm talking from a 1977 standpoint. We all know the Emperor was Vader's master now, but back then, we didn't. It looked like Tarkin was in charge of Darth Vader. Okay, back to my point. Darth Vader is arguing over his own existence. He is standing aboard this modern armored space station weapon that can destroy entire planets with a single blast. He is the relic with a connection to his ancient religion. He is becoming outdated, and deep down, we feel that. Darth Vader not only looks cool at this point, but he also feels like a real person to us, or more machine than man, but the man is still in there. Throughout the original trilogy, we see subtle hints that Darth Vader is fighting to stay viable. One Death Star destroyed under Vader's command, and another is built. Technology versus his religion. But both times, the Death Stars are eliminated. But it isn't the second Death Star that killed Vader, or Anakin Skywalker at this point. It was his own humanity, his love for his son, and a longing to return the love he felt when he was with Padme. But through the original trilogy, the themes were there. Darth Vader was the old way, and technology was going to be the new way. The Emperor even used technology to enhance his apprentice, Vader. But does this answer the question, why is Darth Vader so popular? Partially. However, it does give a little insight into the subtleties we may have been fed subliminally. The reasons Darth Vader is so popular and so different from other villains of his time is because he was so human. Even in just the first movie, we could feel there was more to this guy than the lie that Obi-Wan Kenobi fed Luke, that Vader betrayed and murdered Anakin Skywalker. But what about his look? Yes, indeed. His look is part of the draw that is Darth Vader. He was mysterious. Who was behind the mask? Was he burnt? Did he even have a face? Remember, I'm talking about the thoughts we had in 1977, not beyond 1983, when we saw him unmasked at that time. Also, in his look is the nostalgia of the old Kurosawa films and black and white samurai films. He looked the part and had a duty to fulfill that part on screen. But what do you think? I challenge you to leave a comment as to your first impression of Darth Vader as a child, or just your first impression in general. I'd love to hear it, and I promise to respond to as many of you as possible. So leave a comment starting with why Darth Vader is so popular, and like the video. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button, and see if we can get this channel to 5,000 subscribers by October 31st. Share the video, and let's break the 1,000 views with this one. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way, the only way.